The American Red Cross was founded by Clara Barton in Washington, D.C. on May 21st, 1881. Barton first heard of the Swiss-inspired Global Red Cross Network while visiting England, Europe, following the Civil War. Returning home, she campaigned for an American Red Cross and for ratification of the Geneva Convention protecting the war-injured, which the United States ratified in 1882. Barton led the Red Cross for 23 years, during which time we conducted our first domestic and overseas disaster relief efforts, aided the United States military during the Spanish-American War, and campaigned successfully for the inclusion of peacetime relief work as part of the Global Red Cross Network, the so-called American Amendment, that initially met with some resistance in Europe. The Red Cross received our first congressional charter in 1900 and a second in 1905, the year after Barton resigned from the organization. The most recent version of the charter, which was adopted in May of 2007, restates the traditional purposes of the organization, which include giving relief to and serving as a medium of communication between members of the American Armed Forces and their families in providing national and international disaster relief and mitigation. Prior to the First World War, the Red Cross introduced as first aid, water safety, and public health nursing programs. With the outbreak of war, the organization experienced phenomenal growth. The number of local chapters jumped from 107 in 1914 to 3,864 in 1918, and membership grew from 17,000 to over 20 million adult and 11 million junior Red Cross members. The public contributed $400 million in funds and material to support Red Cross programs, including those for American Allied Forces and civilian refugees. The American Red Cross staffed hospitals and ambulance companies and recruited 20,000 registered nurses to serve the military. Additional Red Cross nurses came forward to combat the worldwide influenza epidemic of 1918. After the war, the Red Cross focused on service to veterans and enhanced our programs in safety training, accident prevention, home care for the sick, and nutrition education. We also provide relief for victims of such major disasters as the Mississippi River floods in 1927 and severe drought and the Depression during the 1930s. Thank you.